Okay, so here's a video on how to make this page and add an image. So to save some time, I actually have already typed in this text on my page. So step one, there are some files that you need for this and you have to download those, and I will cover that in a moment. But I have opened Composer and I've entered the text that's on the right. And the next thing I have to do is save the page, because it is really important to do this. You cannot insert images until you have saved the page. So here is the text I have typed in. I'm going to do File, Save As. And at this point it asks for the page name. Now the page name is different than the file name. You have to develop an understanding for that and know the difference. Page name is what shows up on the tab here, or if I'm in a browser, it shows up on the tab at the top there. And you'll notice that what shows up on the tab can have a space in it. The file name itself cannot have a space in it. So this is page 1. Now, when it goes to the file Save As, it wants to keep that same name, but that has a space in it. So I must take that out. If you will forget to take that out, then make your page names have no spaces. Then I'm going to go in my public HTML folder. I should have a folder called Daily. The index is your home page. I'm going to go into Daily, and I'm going to save this page 1 there. Now I already have one, and it should ask me if I want to replace it. And the reason it does this is because Windows is not case sensitive. You'll notice this is page 1 with the lowercase p, and this is page 1 with an uppercase p. Windows does not recognize any difference between those two. However, online web servers do, so it will make a difference at some point. Alright, so I have saved it. I could at least now insert an image, but I'm going to go back over here to see what my next step is. It wants me to format text. I'm going to do that quickly. I'm not going to follow the directions per se. But I do know that if I highlight International Festival, it is a large text, so it is probably an H1, a header. I can also highlight all of this at once and make it, we can leave it at paragraph, and that also spaces it, puts those spaces in there. The other thing you can do, you can highlight all of it, and if you go up to Format, Font, I would choose a sans serif one, which would be Helvetica, Arial, Verdana, any of those. They are much easier to read on the web, and that is what you will be learning, should be using in this class. So, we've got that set. Now, the next thing I needed to do was download this image. In Schoology, I can't just right click and download it. If I do that, I will only get the thumbnail. So I have to click on it and open the full image, and then I can't right click and save it, because now it would save the page and it would save it as an HTML. So what I have, and this is somewhat a function of the browser that you're in. So you would click on download image, and I know that mine go to my downloads folder, so that adds another step. But once it is all downloaded, I can go to my downloads folder and I see that the festival.gif is there, and I don't want to rename it, but I want to move it. So for now, I'm just going to copy it. I'm going to go into my folder, So I go into public HTML. You'll notice that the only file sitting in public HTML is my index file. I go into daily, and you'll notice I have a folder there called images. And I'm going to go into images, and I already have that there, but I'm going to go ahead and paste this there and replace what I have. So now I know I have my festival image inside of images inside of daily. It's exactly where it should be. So now I can come over to this page and I can do image. And if I click on the folder, last time I used this, I was in my middle school class. So I'm going to go into where my high school class is, into daily, into images. There is my image, and open that. And you'll notice I did not have to type anything in. And I'm going to put in alt text, which is, I'm going to call it festival banner. This is for vision impaired people who are on your website. So that's in there. A couple of things I might do to dress this page up just a bit, because now it's over on the side. If I click on that image, I can come up and use the icons to align it to the center. The red dotted line that shows up around it, that's what we call a div. I can also do the same with my International Festival text. I would not do the same with this because you'll notice when we put that out in the middle, it's uneven. And actually in this case it is okay. I'm going to say it's okay. If this were a list with bullets, you would never ever do that. The one last thing that is on your list is to do the page color. So I believe that's page colors and backgrounds. And I believe it has you pick a light blue. I'm just going to pick one. It has you put in colors. That would be okay too. So there that is, and now I save it. The next step is to move both things to the web. Unlike putting an image in a Word document, it does not become one file now. The web page is still a file and the image is still a file, and you must move them both to the web. So I will go to 000 web host here. Whoops, must have had something wrong. Okay, so I'm in. I have several websites set up. I try to use one for my high school class and one for the middle school class. I believe this one is my high school class. So I go to the cPanel. I'm going to go down to File Manager. I keep getting an error. I'm not sure why. I'm going to try the other File Manager. And this works fine. So here, I'm looking at my online folders. I have a public HTML folder. If I go into it, I have a daily folder, and there's my index file. So I go into my daily folder. At this point, I need to upload my page 1 that I just created. So I click on page 1, browse. I may have to go through I know where mine is. It's kind of buried, but I know it's in my Virtual Academy folder. This semester, web design, high school. Now, into my public, into my daily, page 1, open. And once I have it in there, I say okay. Now, the second step is I must upload that image. So I go into the images folder. I click on upload. I browse. It's going to go back to the folder I was just in, which is high school, public, daily, and I need to go into images, grab the festival image, open, and then I say OK to upload it. The new one's been uploaded to the web. One last thing I have to do to make this assignment complete. I need to go back here and open up my index. So I need to go back into public, open index. I need to put in a link to the simple page, so I would highlight it, click link. I go to the folder. My page is inside of daily. I click on the page, open, and I say OK. And my link is made. I have to save this page, and then I have to go back to the web, and I need to go back into my public HTML online. So I'm going to click up and up again, because now I am inside of public HTML, because I can see I have my daily folder and my index. And now I want to upload a file, and I have to go get that index and move it up to the web again. Basically, that is how you create your first simple page.